right.
Is this like, what do you do with the video? Are you putting that on YouTube or?
I'll put it on YouTube. I'll also use it to make like TikTok clips and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Do you have TikTok?
Cool. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
How long are you on there for?
TikTok?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm doing this shit that I'm doing heaps. You know what I mean? I have to like, and my granddaughter's teaching me how to do that shit because I have no idea, bro. I have no idea, right? So she has kind of taught me. Yeah. Right? And she's like, you need to do this, granddad, you need to do... But all she does is dances, bro. You know? She's just...
That's what like TikTok was built off, like dances and all that stuff.
Fuck, everyone does, bro.
You know the topic, baby. Let's go. It's your boy, Prince Hunky. It's the podcast, baby.
Hello, welcome back to the Prince Hunky Podcast. This is episode 2. I'm here with the incredible Lion Nelson. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Lion Nelson. I come out of Aotearoa. I've been here for a long time in Australia. Love this country, man.
It's a good country.
Were you born here?
I was born here, yeah.
Yeah?
Gold Coast, born and raised.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of people think I'm from home. And I'd never say never say that I'm not, because otherwise I'm like whitewashed Māori, which I am. I'm a whitewashed Māori, but
what is that?
A whitewashed Māori.
Yeah.
It's like someone that's a Māori but has been like grown up the whitely.
grown up whitely. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, now I get it, bro. That's cool. Thank you. You taught me something there. So I grew up in the bush, really, in a small town, in a harbour that's called Kawhia Moana.
Is that North or South Island?
North Island,
yep.
West Coast.
Okay.
Just all around that area, and the ocean parts of it is mean surfing, right?
Yeah.
Raglan's right there, bro.
Yeah.
And they have the world champs there, so it's ocean, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's the life I grew up in. I grew up in probably the country that is, where there's nothing. There's just nothing.
There really is kind of nothing there. And not to be like disrespect for anything, but I go back there and it's nice, but I couldn't live there. No, I couldn't live there.
It's wow. But there are people that like that, Yeah. And so I grew up there, and I'm one of the OGs from there, because I grew up in a different time,
You're one of the OGs?
Yeah, like the old school, elders now.
Okay.
I fucking don't want to be that, bro. You know what I mean? Because I collect comics and fucking toys, and, I do me. And so I probably don't fit in now.
Yeah.
And I've been here 30 years anyway, I've been here probably as long as
Well, how old are you now? Respectfully, how old are you now?
59.
59.
Yeah.
So half your life you've been here?
Yeah.
Almost exactly?
Yes.
Yes. Wow.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
How's it been?
Well, I haven't been home, bro, and it's always going to be my home. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And bro, I get homesick. Yeah. Like really badly. You know what I mean? But I can't live there.
Mm. Well, what do you miss from home?
Probably the whenua, the dirt, you know what I mean? Being on that land and touching that land is quite special for us. You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
Because we belong to that land, and I guess that's really the one. Because I can talk to my family, on my phone.
Yeah.
With a camera, and, so even though I still miss them, I still get them.
Yeah, yeah.
But that whenua, bro, walking that bush and, feeling that water and... Mm-hmm. That's what I miss.
Yeah, there is something about New Zealand. It's all very connected, and I think it's taught through the culture as well. I can't think of really any other cultures that not cultures but countries that prioritize culture like New Zealand does. Maybe Japan. I'm sounding I'm sounding ignorant.
Japan's pretty cool. Yeah. That's actually a good comparison.
Japan and New Zealand.
Definitely, man.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. They even some of the words are similar, and they even both top knot, and like a lot of my warrior cousins look like samurai, so...
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
and also the seafood. It was just fucking seafood New Zealand, seafood Japan.
Yeah, and also martial arts, they both have that going on.
New Zealand has martial arts?
Yeah, they have a martial art, bro.
Really?
Yep. The rako is a martial art.
Wow.
Taiaha.
Yeah, educate me. I need to know these things.
Yeah, so they have various weapons, man, and these weapons were what they defeated the English with, right?
Yeah.
I know this stuff because I myself have a bit of a warrior spirit. I've always been into martial arts as long as I can. I should start at the start. I started really timid,
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of gangs.
Yeah.
My brother was a gangster, and so I wasn't like out of place,
Yeah.
Like I was soft. I was reading comics.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want that life,
Yeah.
I was scared anyway, bro. I'm still scared.
Yeah.
But what happened was people just taking my shit off me. Like I'd go to school and come back with no shoes, and then I
What? Oh, they
that bad, bro.
They'd roll you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't roll you. They just give me your fucking shoes. Otherwise, I'm gonna knock you out. And so when you're like 11, and there's 3 or 4 people, you're just gonna give your fucking shoes, bro.
Yeah.
And I would do that. And this went on, man, and into my 16s and 17s. I was that soft, I was the softest guy. It was like I'd look around at my friends and fuck, they can fight.
Yeah.
I can't do this,
So what was your first? What was the first time you fought back or you defended yourself? Or?
Yeah, it was real bad when I unleashed. My dad put me in at 9.
Yeah.
Took me to a cousin, and my cousin was he was awesome. You know what I mean? So I started with him, and my dad I didn't want to do it, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. So, but he made me stay, and I really owe my dad for that,
Mm.
So after a year, I just stayed.
Yeah.
And I just went through, and how you're just good at something?
Yes.
I really don't know what I'm really good at. I can sing. I'm a proficient entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
I write. I don't write as good enough as I'd like to write scripts.
Yeah.
You know how that is.
I definitely know. Yeah.
And you know how script writers are. You're like, oh, what the fuck am I doing this for, man? I give up, and you rip everything up, and then you try and put it all back. It's just that. It's continuously like that. But with martial arts, bro, that was something I went, I am good at this. I'm good at this. And
yeah.
So by the time I was about 15 or 16, I was real good.
Mm-hmm.
I was real good, bro. And so I still was soft. I still wouldn't fight, until I got beaten up. I said this in my Facebook thing that I opened up on Facebook about my past.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but it was pretty intense,
Yeah.
And I had to do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
I carried a lot of our people in our generation, right, in the 50s and 60s, we carry a lot of shit, bro. Especially men, right? In my day, men weren't allowed to cry. I get a hiding for crying.
Yeah.
If someone gave me a hiding and I cried, I get another one. You know what I mean?
And you just keep crying.
Yeah. Well, you learn to
hold it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not good for you.
No.
That's and it's not my dad's fault. That's how he was raised.
Yeah.
My dad was, I love your dad. My dad was really quite brutal.
Mm-hmm.
He would street fight, man.
Yeah.
Like multiple people.
Wow.
One day my mum sent me down. She used to do this. She used to go get your dad. It's dinner time, right?
Yeah.
He's always at the pub after work. So I walked down to the pub and I fucking looked in the window. I look in the window and my dad's punching on, right? And this is the first time I've seen that shit, bro. And I was probably about 8 or 9.
What?
That traumatized me, man.
Yeah.
It was like 5 guys fighting my father. And my father was like, they had to pull my dad off these dudes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They had to save these guys
from
my father. And my father was continuously doing this, right? Mm-hmm. My father was quite well known for that. That was another thing that was a real hard pressure on me, right? It was like my brother's in the gang. He's smashing everyone. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I know now what was wrong with me, bro.
Mm.
After all these years, it's my heart. I don't want to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
You know, I had that going on for a long time. I don't want to hurt anyone. But when these dudes, I got beaten up by these guys when I was quite young. I think I was 16.
Yeah.
2 gang members beat me up at a nightclub.
At a nightclub?
At a nightclub, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it was a young nightclub, you know, and 2 gang members happened to be in there, and they pointed me out as making fun of them, right?
What did you say? Or what did you do?
Well, I probably did, you know what I mean? I probably did, because I was just this happy-go-lucky guy. I had no fucking idea that there was, you know, there was comebacks for that, but I found out straight away, man. They got me in the toilet and they beat the fuck out of me, both these dudes.
Wow.
And brutally, like they were men. Mm-hmm. And then one of them said to me, we're going to find you again and we're going to fuck you up again. You know what I mean?
Well, after
already beating me up,
wow.
right? It was just intense, bro. And then they wouldn't let me leave, and I stood in there like they did the full job on my whole mental for a young guy, you know? So I went home. My dad was absolutely disgusted with me because I was like, had to go to hospital. And bro, I made up my mind I was going to hunt these dudes.
Wow.
Right? This is a true story.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's a fucking true story.
Well, I'm locked in. Let's go.
And so I was nowhere then, right? I was like, I could fight. I could do martial arts, but I hadn't had a fight. I hadn't done anything, right? I just got hiding. So I trained, bro. I trained fucking like so fanatically. Ended up getting married, met a girl. She was in martial arts too. The whole family was in martial arts. The Taranaki family in Hamilton. Mm-hmm. They're like like the Gracies, how the Gracies are in jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Well, these guys, you know, like that in New Zealand, they're a family, and so I went with them, bro, and I got really good.
Wow.
I got really good. And just went through my life. I started fighting, become a fighter in Philip Lamb's tournaments. You ever heard of him, bro?
No.
So Philip Lamb used to have tournaments in the YWCA in Auckland. Yeah. So Adesanya's coach, or his master, I'm pretty sure it's Lolo Lahimi is his name, right? I could be wrong, bro. There was Wayne Vega. There was all of these other dudes that were there. They were the masters of the time, right? Yeah. I was like with them. Yeah. I was with those guys. I came up with those guys. So I started fighting with those guys, with Philip Lamb, and just really made a name for myself, you know. Started getting, won the title. Yeah. Won the heavyweight title.
Oh, so all professional?
This was amateur. Okay. This was the beginning.
Okay. All right, yeah.
And then went through and just started getting better and better, more famous. Then I started getting calls to do, this is how I started security. Oh. I was in magazines and newspapers and shit, and so I started getting calls. And then I had a career, bro. I had a fighting career, you know. I had a family. And I just got just taken by it, you know. Yeah. And I focused on it, and I didn't focus on my marriage. And so I lost my marriage. Yeah. And that was my first marriage, and I lost my 2 sons. And when I left that marriage, bro, I moved home with my parents. Yeah. And then started taking drugs. You know, I went from this fit dude to this guy that started taking drugs because I was trying to medicate myself, you know.
What type of drugs?
I started on pills. Yeah. I'd start on pills, and then that would go to, it ended up into heroin. I've got a hole in my arm over here that I call the Golden Gates. Wow. Yep, that one there. Yeah. That's just a needle.
Far out. So was this like on the daily? I don't really know. I'm a good boy. I don't do heroin.
Awesome. Good for you, bro. Good for you. That's the way it should be. No one should be doing that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a good thing that you're doing that. But twice a day. Twice a day.
Wow.
And then it just grows and grows and grows, and your tolerance grows and grows and grows. And so I got really messed up, I was getting messed up. But I was hiding it, I was putting it together, and I got good at hiding it. I was still training,
Yeah.
And then my dad got me a job at the meatworks, which was Horochu, and took me in there. And I'm working with my father. I hated it, bro. I hate working,
Well, why did you hate working there?
Well, they were killing animals first, and they were just butchering animals, and that fucked me up a little bit, You know what I mean? Seeing that go on. I wasn't ready for that.
Okay.
Like it's a meatworks.
Yeah.
And you have steak for dinner. But to figure out how that steak gets on that plate is quite horrifying, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've only seen it happen once in person. Like it was a lamb.
Traumatizing,
Yeah.
Like if you got to get yourself together for that,
Yeah, and our uncle, he was a farmer, and he kind of just was like, oh, just come along and just watch.
That's how they do it.
And the full rip the head back, and it's like the movies, like it actually spurts out. It actually spurts out, and I was like, this is insane. I thought it wasn't like this, but then we found out after a while, we cut out its intestines, and it was this big sack, and we're like, oh, that must be its stomach, and we cut open, and it was a baby.
That's even worse.
It was and it was yellow, which means I don't know what that
means.
means.
This is Silence of the Lambs, all right? This is fucking terrible.
And we were just all like,
and how was your uncle? He was cool, wasn't he?
He was like, oh, it happens. And it's like, what? And we had like our nephews and nieces who were like 7.
This is the thing, man.
6, yeah.
They get him into that. I never ever got used to that, bro. My brother just loved it, He was covered in blood, bro.
What?
But he would hunt. He would just, in the water, he was just... Yeah. He was that dude. Wow. I wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get along with my dad because of that. He was like, what the fuck's wrong with you, You go with your mum.
How many siblings do you have?
So I got 2 brothers. My brother's gone now. That brother, he passed away during COVID. And I've got a younger brother who's my whāngai brother.
Okay.
He's my nephew, basically.
Okay.
He's my sister's, but Georgie. But he's a cop.
Oh, wow. So are all of you like in like some sort of like what's the word? Because you do security.
Yeah.
He's a cop.
Yeah, he's a cop.
So you're all in that like I don't even know what industry do you call that?
Well, I guess law enforcement.
Yeah, law enforcement.
We're not all in law enforcement. No, my brother's fucking gangster and he rob.
So he's against law.
He's not against law. But he had that. He was. He was in a gang, and he was doing what gangs do.
Are you allowed to say what gang it was?
No. I don't drop names like that, bro. You get text, right?
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Like, that's a no. So, I come up with some brothers that run gangs now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the brothers that I come, this is not blowing, bro. These are just my bros. All right, that's all that is. And they're hard. They're those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even. You don't even want to be in that circle.
No.
Because I can't operate in there, bro.
Yeah.
I can't operate in there. They operate different. They're like a military there. And me, even though me and him are mates, he still has that hierarchy. He's still a rangatira, a chief of that. And I know like probably 3 guys that are up there. My brother's a CIB detective, which was really probably hard for him because he got questioned about me quite a bit because my record is huge. I had a huge criminal record.
Wow.
Yeah, I cleared that all up, bro. Like,
how did you do that? Well, how big was it?
Well, I just didn't do anything for like over 25 years.
Oh, so you just like waited.
I just stopped. Yeah,
okay.
I just stopped fucking up. That's all I did.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't stop fucking up. I just stopped getting in trouble with the police. You know what I did? You know what I mean? I fuck up all the time, bro.
Yeah.
And so my brother became a CIB cop, and when he went in, they questioned him about me. He had to go through some... It's quite funny, really, when he was telling me, because all of these incidents that I went through that were real fucking death incidents, he got questioned about.
What was the most hectic incident?
Well, on probably 6 occasions, I've almost died. So,
wow.
It's hard to say which one was the worst. I had a fight in King's Cross with 2 brothers. I don't even know what over. Probably my fault. I don't pick fights, bro.
Yeah.
But if I get intimidated, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
And I react and I go. And so I had a fight with these 2 guys, and it went like 2 hours.
A fight for 2 hours?
Yeah. Through the streets, up, through the fucking... It was death.
Wow.
In the end, all of these.
Yeah.
You know, broken bones, like...
Wow.
Broken feet, broken everything, bro. And that was probably one of the worst ones I ever. That took probably 2 months, bro. Broke my nose. My nose was broken.
Yeah.
And so when your nose breaks, both your eyes go black and they close, and I had to put up with that for a couple of months.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. But that's the life I was living at the time. I really man, I knew better.
Yeah.
But you get locked in. You
Yeah.
can get locked in, you know what I mean? And your focus, your attitude becomes defensive, man. And it was like, what? You're like that. You're reacting, you know? And it took me a long time to figure out what was wrong with me, you know, what was going on inside me.
Yeah.
And I've only really recovered, bro. Fuck, I'm 59, bro. And I've only really recovered from my trauma. And, you know, I had childhood trauma.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. You imagine I've had it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to mention that shit because that's putting my family down, but you can pretty much imagine what that was.
Yeah. Especially back home in New Zealand. It's sad, but it's...
We're talking 70s, eh? We're talking there's no laws. We're talking, you know, the cop comes around, did you hit your wife? Don't fucking do that again. All right? Well, I'll take it. You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You cannot do that now, but this is just how it was. So then there's a result, obviously, of the kids, you know, and what happened to them. And those kids are us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your grandparents, you know. That's that era. But yeah, I come through that, bro. And like I said, I've only recently been able to understand what was really going on in me. Because it doesn't matter what all of that out there is happening. It's really what was going on in me, you know. So, are we hearing that?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. Sorry about that. Someone's making a coffee. So that lesson that I went through to actually figure out what was going on in me, you know, it affected my relationships. It affected my relationship with my kids. Yeah, I couldn't get right, bro. I'd achieve great things, you know, like after fighting my fighting career, I went to music.
Yeah. What made you do that? What made you make that transition? So
when I moved to Sydney, I started becoming a debt collector, right, in King's Cross.
Like walking around knocking on doors? Or?
No, not knocking on doors. So they just give me the addresses of these businesses, and I'd go to the fucking business, and I'd just fucking walk into the business and just go, yo, this dude money.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, hand the fucking money over. And because I was on heroin, this is the crazy shit. I was really good at it. Anyway, I was really good at it. I was getting the money and I was getting it in, you know. And that was a really bad thing for me because I all of a sudden had all this cash, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was suited in a BMW, you know, tooled up.
Yeah.
Fucking with a bunch of guys doing this shit, bro.
Wow.
For a long time. So the guy I worked for, Tony, big up to you, Tony. Love you, bro. I won't say his surname. His business was going bankrupt, and I saved it just by collecting his debt, right?
Yeah.
So he said to me, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to clean up, mate. And he goes, well, I hope you clean up, bro. I'll help you. What is it you want to do? So I wanted to actually go to bodyguard school. So he sent me.
Yeah.
And so I did that for a little while.
Yeah.
I was doing that. I come out of security and went to that, bro, like bodyguard work, right? And I was getting Michael Jackson.
What do you mean you were getting Michael Jackson?
I was guarding Michael Jackson when he was in New Zealand and Australia.
Wait, what do you mean? Like you were actually like bodyguard for Michael Jackson?
So there's a whole bunch of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was one of those guys. I don't think they call it bodyguards. He has his own bodyguards. They call it more executive protection.
So you've seen him in person?
Yeah, I've talked to him.
You talked to him?
In the history tour.
There's no way you're just going to drop that. Just like, oh yeah, I was for Michael Jackson.
Bro, I didn't talk to him long, right? These guys are like one-liner guys, you know. I'm good. Hey,
but
you know.
he's like the greatest of all time.
I know. To me, he is. I cried when he died, bro. I had to take the day off. Because I know this dude.
Well, what did he say to you? What did you say to him?
I just said to him, hey man, I I've grown up on you, you know, like if there's anything that you know, that if the greatest music to me is your music, bro, like from the beginning too, like from when you guys were kids all the way up, bro. I've seen the Jackson 5, you know, the films, remember those, the Jackson 5 shows that they did, and and he was just like, thank you, you know, thank you very much. What's your name? He was like this.
Wow.
And then I was taken away.
You were taken away by...
They pulled me out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be a guy like that, eh?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
And I saw how he did his show and all of that. Bro, I was on the stage. So I saw how he did his show.
Side stage.
Yeah, I was on the stage. At one time I was on the back of it, and...
Yeah.
It was...
What year would it have been?
Oh, fuck, it was in the 90s.
Yeah, so...
It was in the 90s. It would have to... I came back probably 94, so it might have been 94 or 95. I was in King's Cross in 91.
All right.
And I came back for a stint and I did that. So I did that with a guy called Anthony Ray Parker, right?
Yep.
He was my boss. Mm-hmm. He got me all these gigs. Neil Diamond. Love that dude, bro.
Oh, just go through the list of all the people.
Neil Diamond, Yathy Yindi, Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
Voodoo Lounge Tour, which is Rolling Stones, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I was getting these jobs.
Yeah.
Not all of them were right next to them, bro, but Rolling Stones I was right in there, you know. I was walking They're like kids, man. They're tiny, eh?
Really?
They're tiny, man. Like we're walking, they're down here, you know. They're just tiny dudes, man.
Wow.
But when they get on that stage, man, they're giants, you know. You're just like, wow.
Yeah.
You just can't imagine how they take off. And... it's been such a privilege to be able to have that. That's a blessing, bro. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's a blessing. And that came because I cleaned up and the guy got me the bodyguard course in Melbourne. You know, I went there and did that.
Yeah.
Did the course. When I actually come off that course, I did political bodyguarding for a while.
Yeah.
And I was doing politicians. I couldn't stand that. I couldn't stand that, eh?
Yeah, well, compared to like all those artists you just named, definitely. Right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. My favourite was Neil Diamond. By the time I got to Neil Diamond, he kind of was older.
Okay.
And he was quite drugged up.
Oh, yeah.
He was so drugged up, I had no idea how he was singing.
Really?
He would stumble his words, you know. So
some people just have that though, eh? They can just get on stage and it's like...
See, I learned that. You just like, I just went boom when you just sing that then, bro. You know what I mean? That's true.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're no good out there.
But
the moment they hit that stage, Michael Jackson's like that, bro. He would often do that. I can't do it.
Really?
This is what his bodyguard used to tell me. He would often do I can't go out there. I can't do it. I don't want to do that, you know. And then they'd finally get him out there and boom, here's Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? He had these moments. So I guess everyone does, bro. Yeah. It's still human.
100%.
I mean.
But yeah, that's crazy because there's so many people that never got to see Michael live. And like you've actually met him.
I've met him.
You've talked to him. So that's hectic.
I saw that show. I saw how he did it. I saw him running to the back of a pillar and another dancer would come out and take over and all dressed up like him and looking exactly. And he'd do the moves and then he'd shoot back and Michael Jackson would shoot out again, you know, just to give him a rest.
Yeah.
Because Michael Jackson was exhausted, bro.
Yeah. What was the song that you remember from that night? The one that you were like, wow. Because there'd be heaps. Because he would
Man in the Mirror, bro.
He would have already had his
Man
holy
in the Mirror.
trinity.
I cried at Man in the Mirror.
Yeah.
And I'm quite emotional, so I got to keep it together. I will do this all the time. I'll just cry on and drop a hat, bro. So, but yeah, Man in the Mirror, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, Michael Jackson. It's like actually the greatest of all time.
So I do think that. I do think the other one for me is Prince. Yeah,
Michael and Prince. I never really got Prince. Like I didn't grow up with Prince like how like my dad now did. He actually
Does he like Prince?
He was I can't remember if he took a day off, but he was really upset when Prince passed away.
I'm still upset, bro.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling with that, you know?
Really?
Yeah, I'm still struggling with Prince going. Wow. Because Prince to me is like Beethoven. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And if you were gigging with Prince, I was there when he was doing he was in Sydney and he would do every show was different. He wouldn't do the song the same. You know what I mean? He was that guy.
Wow.
So he's just fucking incredible, bro.
Yeah.
You
Those
know,
two. And those two always butt heads, eh?
That's funny how that happened, though. That's funny how those two were like that. I think it was Prince, bro.
You think it was just Prince?
I think he's pretty gangster, eh? Prince is pretty. You know the Dave Chappelle stuff that he does.
Oh
with
yeah,
Prince.
yeah.
You know, he's gangster as, bro. I mean, that dude like is good at basketball. He's good at skateboarding. He's good at all of that shit, bro. Like real good, like top level good. You know what I mean? So
I love his upcoming story, like how he was a janitor, and he'd, instead of like getting paid or something, he'd get paid in like studio time, like in the recording booth.
That's
and
so
stuff.
cool, though.
And it's like, that's the grind, that's the hustle for sure.
Yeah. So then when I come out of that, bro, I wanted to sing. I knew I had a little bit of a voice.
Yeah.
I knew I had moments, you know, of good stuff. So then I just started hanging with some people.
Yeah. So it was actually kind of a natural progression, not so much like it was like you saw all these great artists and stuff, and you always had a passion, or not a passion, but you always had a likeness for music and stuff.
I've always liked music. Yeah. I've always sung to these songs, you know, like, you know how we do, we sing to them. We're not going to go on stage and sing it, but we'll fucking sing good in our car and stuff. And I did that a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And I was totally convinced that I could sing a song. You know what I mean? Yeah. So then I thought, I can do a song. I know I can do a song. And that was the start. If you can do a song, bro, you can do another one, you know. And then that sounds easy. I mean, but it's not that easy. But you know what I mean. Yeah. And that's how I got started. I just started hanging around with a few guys in Auckland. Yeah. And got in there. And then all of a sudden, one day I went for an audition. And this band, someone said to me, go for an audition. I'm really like, I don't like doing that stuff. You know what I mean? I don't like being judged, eh? Like, because they're like, oh, you did that note wrong. And I get down on myself. I'm like, oh, you know? Yeah. But I went for an audition, and one of the guys that was in there was a guy called Tom Napier. And we both got in this band, and he was a conga player for Herbs.
Oh, wow.
And he was Herbs wasn't going, so he was like finding work. Yeah. And so I hooked up with him in this band, and we were, for 2 years, bro, we were in this 3-piece, getting around, and I learnt from him. Yeah. How to sing, how to perform. Yeah. So then one day, after we hooked up with Dilworth again, who came out, one day Dilworth said to us, Music Awards in 2 weeks.
That's all he said.
Music Awards in 2 weeks, boys, get ready. We're going to rehearse. We're going to start rehearsing now. It's just come up. You know what I mean? Because it was going to be, it was a Silver Scrolls, and they were going to do 12 songs, I think it was, of the greatest hits, and one of them was Slice of Heaven. Mm-hmm. And Dave Dobbin wasn't allowed to sing it. They had to get someone else to sing it, so Herb sung it. And we sung it with Shay Fu. Yeah. And so what I'm saying is I like in fucking 6 months, was on the Music Awards. It's, real quick. Yeah. Real quick, bro. And everyone was just like, how the fuck? It's just by association, you know? Yeah. Yeah. When I met Tom, bro, he's a martial artist, you know what I mean? So that's how we clicked. Yeah. That's how we clicked. He was like, fuck, you're good. You're good, man. Yeah. And so we clicked like that, you know? And so everywhere Herbs would go, he would say, I want to take Lionel. I want to take him. Yeah. Like, he can look after us too, you know? You know what I mean? That's what he said, you know? He can actually look after us. And thank God I didn't have to. Yeah. They got in trouble heaps, bro.
Really?
Fuck.
What for?
They were just out of control, you know? Yeah. Like, we'd get so drunk before a gig. and sorry, boys, I love you, boys. I love you, Herbs forever, man. But we'd get drunk, so drunk before a thing that we couldn't do the gig. Wow. Yeah, so there was a lot of that going on. You know, not all the time, bro, not on the big gigs, but that would happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. Yeah. Fuck, man. Music's beautiful, bro.
There's a lot of times where I just sit and think about it, like just how crazy music is.
I just say thank you. I just like thank you.
Thank you to who?
To the creator. Thank you for, you know, giving us music.
Are you religious?
I would say I believe in an all source. I wouldn't say I believe in God or the Heavenly Father.
But you believe in a a thing above.
I don't believe God is a man or a woman. I just believe God is the creator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And can be everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I call him the all.
Null?
The all.
Oh, the all.
The all, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The all, that's who I pray to.
Yeah.
You might hear me not being able to pronounce words now and again. I've got, all my teeth is gone. I've got like dentures and shit in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had all my teeth knocked out, so I apologise for that if I'm...
No, you're all right. You're all right. So you're calling your higher power the all. So
you got to understand, I've had
Yeah.
59 years of researching this stuff, right? I started in church, bro. I used to run away and go to church. And there were some things in there like, this is respect to devout, religious people or non-religious or even Christians or whatever we're talking about here. Respect to you.
Yeah.
This is not about that. This is just my personal thing. I had problems with it. I just had problems with
like Christianity or
the stories I was being told, you
Yeah.
know, because I've got a real good research capacity in the ancient writings, and I was finding a lot of writings that were in the Bible and other books. You know what I mean? I was like, what's that doing there?
Yeah.
So anyway, I had my own personal feelings about it, and the best thing I could come up with was the all.
The all.
Yeah, the all. He commands everything. Well, he, she, the creator, commands everything.
Yeah, and gave us music.
Gave us everything, bro. Yeah, but gave us music, definitely. And that had to be like a focused giving, because music is so beautiful, right?
And yeah, there's no other thing like it.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think animals make music?
Well,
Is a bird making music?
Well, there was actually a video, and I was at a Christian, I was just like at a youth event or whatever, and they were talking about how the world's all in tune, like how the world, like nature and music and like oxygen and down to like the cells, how it's all in tune. So they were taking
And what kind of tune? What do you mean, like frequency or?
yeah, like it's all working together, which is obvious, but they were talking about it like in a musical sense, how frequency like whales make and like trees and space, like like supernovas, like the sounds they make, and they manipulated it so it sounded like an actual Christian song by like, I don't know, Hillsong or something. But it just was really cool to see that like, it is all like music is its own like life force, and it is, because there's nothing else that can make you move like music.
No. If you have a look what music does to even babies, before they even know what it is, they're moving, it's incredible, man.
Yeah, there's something about it.
Yeah, there is. It's very special. I think it's spiritual, I think it's in us. It's like we just like, it's like a key for us, It just goes
100%.
Yeah,
I say that food and music is like two of the craziest things in the universe.
Definitely. The one thing I heard the other day was about water. That freaked me out.
Water?
Water.
Yeah.
About someone said water is like God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you actually research water, it's pretty incredible, man. Like you can actually change the form of water with words, You know what I mean? You could put hate on a bottle and watch it change.
Yeah,
you seen that?
Those studies, yeah.
Yeah.
And like you look like the crystals in it, and like how you put it under the microscopic thing, it like
and it changes its form, and sometimes it can be good for you or bad for you depending on what you're saying. That's incredible.
That was
teachings,
crazy,
man.
Even that's another thing of like the nature and everything's like in it's got its own personality. It has feelings.
It definitely does, It definitely does. And I'm for Mother Earth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm for Mother Earth.
So do you believe in climate change? Do you think that's real? Because that's the debate, if it's real or not.
Personally, I don't.
Okay.
Personally, I don't.
Yeah. You say it quieter.
Yeah, because I have to be careful here. You know what I mean? This is a real touchy subject right now. The place is flooding, and there's water fucking falling out of the sky like tidal waves, bro, on everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have no idea what's going on with that, right?
Yeah.
So definitely something's happening.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it's global warming.
So it's a conspiracy.
I don't know if it's a conspiracy, bro. I think what I think is I read something, and please don't think I'm crazy because enough people think I'm fucking crazy, bro. But I read something where it said that China, and this is, bro, you can Google this. China changed the weather on one day so that they could have this event.
Oh, like the weather machines?
I don't know what it is, bro. They manipulated the weather.
Yeah.
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 And they had a description of how they do this shit, right? It's basically it's documented, you know what I mean? This is not a fucking hypothetical thing. This is like a happening thing. So when I Googled that, and I think it was CNN that was saying this, bro.
Wow.
Like China changed the weather.
Yeah.
If that is actually true, right? Mm. If someone can change the weather, bro.
Yeah, that's...
You know, that's a game changer for any thought I would have about what's happening with global warming, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that affect the way I think about that?
100%.
That's where I'm at. Because I research so much, and you can ask anyone who knows me, I've been doing research for a long time, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
I started on UFOs,
He started on UFOs.
Fucking started on UFOs,
Okay, so,
bro.
well then let's get into this then. So what conspiracy do you 100% believe is correct? Despite what anyone says or whatever evidence, you're like, no, I've done my research. This is correct. And it should be like something that the world doesn't think is true or doesn't agree with.
Well, that's a hard one. I think the weather's been manipulated.
Yeah. By who?
Well, do we have a force that's governing everything? Do you think?
I definitely think, yeah. I know what conspiracies I believe.
Okay, well, I'm just asking you, do you think there's a force out there that is a human force, or maybe not a human force now that we're talking about UFOs, but do you think that there's a force that's governing everything? That's like, you know...
Pulling the strings?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so them, right?
Them.
They're the ones
Are you going to put a name to them?
Well, oh, fuck, man. Like, there's the obvious people that are actually right out there trying to change shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, like Klaus Schwab or whatever his fucking name is. You know that dude?
Yeah.
He's pretty intense, though.
Yeah.
And what's happening in the Ukraine is quite weird.
Yeah, it is.
Especially since there's a bit of finance coming from America, isn't there?
I don't know. You're probably way more onto this.
Fuck,
than
bro.
I'm just.
I don't even want to talk about this, because this is
why?
It's mind twisting stuff, bro. You know what I mean? To think that Biden would be involved in businesses that are actually sending money to the Ukraine a few years ago, right? And now what are they doing now? They're taking all the tax money and they're sending it there, right? Yeah. That's the latest thing I read.
Well,
anyway.
so if there is like a big, let's call it a big bad, a big force that's controlling everything, what's their goal? What's like world domination? You know, are they trying to kill the human race? Like, what's the end game for them?
Well, you know, there's the obvious calls that they're making out there where they're saying they are trying to depopulate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, you probably heard that one.
100%.
And a lot of things like people freaked out when 5G come, right? Remember the 5G thing? Oh,
and the towers and shit.
The towers, yeah. Remember that? This is fucking going to kill us. It's a weapon. You know, it's been weaponized. We're all fucked. All of this shit, you know. It was just, that was the crazy talk that was going on when 5G come. This happens every time something comes, bro. People just freak out. And they don't even freak out. They actually fight each other. These are people who love each other, right?
Yeah.
They just go, you don't know about this, you don't know, and then they split.
Yeah.
I've had this, bro. I've lost a lot of friends, through COVID.
Through COVID.
Through COVID.
Well, COVID was like, no one knew what the heck was going on. The government didn't even know what was going on. You know, COVID was, or the vaccine was 100% effective. And then as the weeks go by, the percentage goes down. It's like, I don't even know what it's at now. Probably like 40% effective. But
do they have a percentage of its effectiveness?
Yeah, like they would say like vaccine rate is like 100% effective.
Oh, okay.
And then like the next week it's like 99%. And then as the months go, it's like 85 and it's 50.
I'm not even sure that it was even effective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what they did was they overreacted, and I think they chose to follow China, right?
Yeah.
And they locked everybody down.
Yeah.
That lockdown stuff is China.
Mm.
That's
China's like not even, China's on its a whole nother buzz. It's not even like a part of the earth. They operate on different rules.
That's scary, man. They scare me, eh? All of them are trained. You know, the army the army, the 100 million soldiers or whatever whatever
Yeah.
they have, man. It is really a worrying thought because I have grandchildren,
Yeah.
And if I'm out there like saying shit on social media and I get in trouble all the time, bro. I got in trouble just recently. I had to delete my...
What did you say?
I don't know if I should say it on there, bro, because you probably have some nice listeners, but
Huh? Oh no, I've had so many haters on one of my videos, but because I asked a guy, would you date a trans woman, right?
did that get you in trouble?
Oh man, it blew up. It's my most viewed video on Instagram. It's like 4.7 million people saw it, and it's a guy. Yeah, I asked the dude. I was like, would you date a trans woman? And then he's like, no. He just says no. And then he goes into saying he doesn't think trans women are real women because, why would you put trans in front of it if, you're meant to be a real woman?
Oh, my goodness.
And, like, the comments.
Oh, my goodness. He didn't say that shit on social. Did he say that?
He said it. He said it with such confidence. He was like, yeah, he didn't care at all. And I asked him at the end, I was like, how do you think trans women would feel about that? And he said he didn't care. And the comments are just crazy. And I just absolutely love just scrolling through and just seeing what people are saying. It's fun because people are arguing, and I'm not saying it's fun people arguing or people disagreeing, but there's just some people that just overreact or they're not saying anything, or like I go into their Instagram page and it's like you're like an 8-year-old kid from America and like you're complaining about all these things. It's just some people have irrelevant sort of. They're not talking about what the actual topic is, right? They're just angry because it makes them feel, a certain way, but they're not actually like doing anything about it.
Yeah, but some people are just fucking drongos, bro. You know what I mean? And just like you can't expect everyone to understand what the narrative is. They can't really understand what it is. And when you give a nation phones, right, where they can actually enter the narrative and start making comments, bro, that's a problem, because
100%.
Because not everyone should do that, bro, because there's a lot of people out there that aren't equipped to actually even know what the fuck's going on,
And everyone's afraid of being freaking cancelled. So,
oh my goodness.
Have you been cancelled? I feel like you would have.
You
were just about to say something. You had to take something down.
Yeah, I did. I've been like, so my Facebook is basically fucked, right? I can't monetize it or anything, right? It's just all been like, it's just red flags everywhere for me, right? And I tried to like have a review and like, hey man, like, I'll behave, and all this stuff. But I was calling them out, I was calling Facebook out. I was like, you're all a bunch of fucking, you're lying and all of this. And they were answering me, man, like, hey man, So I got myself in trouble.
Yeah.
But I'm not the type of guy that'll shy away from a fight, man. Like even when I'm outnumbered, I'm in. You know what I mean? If I believe in that, and that's always been my way. Yes. If I believe in I'm right, I'll go.
No matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone thinks.
Yeah, I'll go. If I believe that person is actually wrong and actually damaging, I'm in there. I've actually been threatened. I was on a few occasions. I found myself fighting like multiple people.
Yeah,
I think 7 was the most. You ever fought 7 people?
I haven't fought anybody.
That's crazy. 7 people are fucking just, bro. One person, crazy.
Yeah.
7 people is just you. Can you imagine a human ping pong ball going like ding, 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 ding? That's me, bro. That's what fighting 7 people is. You're surviving.
Yeah.
And you survive that. And so I'm not afraid to actually speak up. I'm one of them dudes, and it's got me in a lot of fucking trouble. Recently, so I've been watching, right? So for the last 30 years, I've been like telling people, hey man, there's UFOs, they've been visiting us, this stuff. This is what they do. This is the technology. This is what the technology we have from it. Yeah. And there's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of technology that we have now that is from there, right? I knew that back then. I knew that 25 years ago, 30 years ago. But back then people were saying, you need to stop. You're crazy.
And are you talking about like actual aliens or just unidentified?
No, I'm talking aliens, bro. I'm talking like, obviously I'm talking species from, outsiders. Whether they be dimensional, whether they be just,
Chilling,
So that got me in, a lot of people just thought I was crazy. But what are they doing now, right? What's America doing now?
Oh yeah, they're telling everyone about UFOs.
Yeah, well, what are they doing with them, though?
I don't know.
They're fucking shooting them down, bro. Why would you shoot a UFO down, bro? I don't get that, eh? So they've shot 4 down so far.
And like...
In like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, but like, does the world care? Like,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't give a shit, right? It doesn't even, like... I don't know. Like, I think the problem is the world cares. I think what the problem is that they're not registering it. Like, the media's not registering that the world cares. You know what I mean? So it's all getting... Their opinions is getting dulled.
Yeah.
Because they care, bro.
Yeah.
They care. You know, a lot of people care about where the fuck these things are from, right?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
they're fucking advanced as, right? One of them was doing all of the shit. Like the pilot was saying, you know, it was just ping-ponging everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
So that's obviously not from here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I when I heard all of this, I just knew straight away there's probably bullshit, you know? So I posted breaking news, there's a UFO coming out my ass. And I just got so much hate.
Really?
Yeah, people didn't like that.
Why? It's not even that bad, though.
That's fucking funny, I
it's
think.
a joke. Yeah, it was funny.
I got unfriended like left, right, and centre, you know, and that's just how it is.
Breaking news, I have a UFO coming out of my ass.
Yeah. There's a UFO coming out my ass because I just wanted them to know that that's bullshit, man. Stop listening to that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But it got me in trouble, man. And like even real close friends unfriended me. But anyway, it's fun, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
is this you trying to figure out, like, find truth in the world? Is that what you, or are you just like interested in it?
Yeah, that's it. I want to know. I want to know these things, you know. I want to know those ancient tablets. I want to know what the Mahabharata is, bro. You know, you heard of that?
No.
That's an Indian Sanskrit, right?
Yeah.
The Vedas is basically, they say that's Star Wars. That's what it was written from, bro. And if you read those texts, it's explosions that look like the sun and sound weapons, and this is what's in it.
What? An Indian Sanskrit says this. How old is it?
Thousands of years, I think. Mahabharata, it's called. Check it out.
I don't even know how to begin spelling that.
It's the same. I'm not. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but anyway, bro, I've been in there.
What? So that's what Star Wars is based off of.
This is what they say. This is where the Vedas, the Darth Vader thing comes from. Is from the Vedas, right?
Wow.
And these guys talk about weapons, that arrows that they shoot that has someone's name on it, and it goes and finds them.
Oh, what?
What does that sound like to you? You know,
Yeah.
This is the writings that are on these things anyway, and that's what interests me, bro. I'm like, this is obviously technology. You know, so
I remember you told me that the pyramids were a source of energy.
yeah.
Is that still legit?
You know, it's hard to really knuckle that down because there's so many narratives towards it, right? And it's a real touchy subject, man.
The pyramids?
The pyramids.
They're still quite that real mysterious, eh?
Well, one of the things that they're not sure about is the age of these things, right? They think they're millions of years old, bro, right? Because that pyramid, they're only starting to figure out, like, what the resonance of it and what it does and how it vibrates and all of this stuff. And also the curvature of because it's not straight, it's all curved, eh?
What?
The edges of you know how the pyramid's a box, square?
Yeah.
Well, it's not square, it's actually curved in the middle, so it reflects out. And all of that outside of that pyramid was white sandstone, bro, so it glowed.
Yeah.
It glowed,
Well, I heard
bro.
that the pyramids, like, if you were to put the pyramids, like, right next to each other all the way around the earth, it would perfectly line up with each other, like Lego. Like, if you have a bunch of little pyramids, right, around an earth, and you put them all next to each other all the way around, it perfectly measures out.
Yeah, so there's a lot in there, the measurements and the science and the engineering of that thing that absolutely blows my mind.
And, like, I thought they were literally just tombs for pharaohs, just big, extravagant tombs for them.
Well, that's basically what that narrative was, bro. But we're starting to come to understand that that's bullshit too. You know, that's not what they are. And there's a lot of guys that I study, like Robert Bivol and Graham Hancock and all of them guys. They're on that. You know, Graham Hancock is amazing. I do a lot of study with that dude. And, you know, a lot of my study and a lot of my research heals me. It heals my state.
Yeah. Like just learning more about, like getting a better understanding of everything?
It just frees me a little bit. You know what I mean? It just gives me a little bit of understanding of what, because I have this big question mark that I've lived with my whole life. Why is that like that? What, you know? And it just frees me, bro. It frees me. But recently I told you I released basically my life story on Facebook.
Yeah. Yes.
And I spent, it was terrifying for me. Really was.
Like writing it out or
writing
like
it out
putting it up?
Yeah, and putting it up too.
What were you afraid of?
Opening up. Letting them see me.
Yeah.
Letting them see that.
Yeah.
I didn't want no one to see that, bro. You know, blood and guts and that life. But I thought to myself, maybe this can help, you know. And so the first one I wrote it out, and I was like sitting there like, fuck. This is, fuck it, boom, you know, and it posted, right? Yeah. And everyone was on it, and they were like, wow, fuck, this is just crazy. People that knew me, bro, that grew up with me were like, I didn't know, I didn't know, bro, because I don't express that anywhere. Yeah. Because if you knew me like 30 years ago, bro, oh my goodness.
I know, so the first time we ever actually met, I probably didn't even tell, there's no context as to why you're actually even how I know you, but Lionel asked me to be in a film that he was working on a while ago. And you saw me at, was it Uncle Taj's funeral?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was much smaller and much less hairy. No, that would have been I would have been like, what? Like 11 or 12 or something?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then...
Fuck, you were perfect for it, bro. And you were natural, man.
Yeah.
You're so natural. Like, I got you to do a few things, and I was just like, oh, my God, we've got to get this going.
I know.
But you're growing up too quick, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
And fucking films take too long, bro, you know?
I know. But are you still going to make, like...
You know that film's good, eh?
Yeah.
You know that film's awesome. And,
it's great.
You know, and I've come to understand, bro, especially with my failures, because that, to me, was like a bit of a failure.
It was a rough one.
It was a rough one, bro.
I just think the timing wasn't right.
Yeah, me too, bro. And I think, you know, one of the things, and I've learned a lot of lessons because that's what it's for, right? To learn how to do this. So, bro, we shot our music video, right? And just want to plug our music video. Our new single is called Old Dirt Road. This is a song that me and my granddaughter wrote. She's 12. Wow. She's amazing, yeah. And it's a song basically about a grandparent and you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so, what was I saying?
You were talking about the song.
Yeah, so I'm able to like go there now, you know, because I've actually, what I did on Facebook, bro, was I opened up, I put the first one out there, and everyone responded. Not only did everyone respond, the people that were involved, bro, went, I was there.
Wow.
I saw that, bro.
So they were like, I came out and I saw all these guys over you, bro. I saw the blood. I saw you know, they were doing this, right? A whole bunch of my family that still my bros, you know, back there. They all validated what I was saying. Yeah. So then I thought, right, that's just one piece. I'm leaving it there. Yeah.
Then I just got messages, bro, like private messages. I was raped. I was like, I went through.
Oh, so they were coming to you.
They was private messaging me.
They were like consoling you.
Yeah, and they were saying, bro, I just read your thing. I just want you to know that I went through this and I was raped. And I was just getting them over and over again. And then I was getting people who were saying, please post again. Plus I'm a writer, right? So I know how to form that, you know, for me, to make me feel good.
Yeah.
So everything I wrote, bro, I wept.
Yeah.
I was just crying my eyes out as I was writing this. So then I knew it was real. That's how I knew it was real, right?
Why don't you try and develop your life story into it?
So this is what happened. So after the second time, some guy went, please. This is a guy we know. He just go, please keep writing. So I just kept posting and kept writing. I think I did 5. Yeah. 5 of them. And they were big, bro. Yeah. And big in the way of the information I put on there was probably unheard of on Facebook. I had people ringing me and go, that's the most honest thing I've ever heard on Facebook in my life. You know, because I just really just laid it out. I went from this to this. You know what I mean? I went from everything to fucking nothing, man. Yeah. And I went through that because of my condition. You know, I hadn't fixed myself, bro. Yeah. I hadn't spoken to anyone. I was too proud. You know, I come from a time when you weren't allowed to cry. You don't show any emotion. You just so I carried this shit.
Yeah.
So I just let it go. Fuck it. And it freed me, man.
Was it an immediate like weight off your shoulders?
Each time I did it, it was terrifying. It was terrifying. And then all of a sudden, I had to get over it. I was shaking, bro. I had to get over it. And then I'd do it again and again and again. When I got through at the end and I finished the last one, I was terrified. I didn't know what I did. I started going, fuck, what did I do?
Yeah.
What did I just do? Then I started getting calls from movie people.
Movie people?
Yeah.
Wow.
And got a call from a couple of movie people.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we're interested in your story. And a writer. A writer goes, when you're ready to write, I'm actually talking to her now. A writer, yeah.
Wow. So, because that was one of your dreams, right, to be a filmmaker?
Yeah, bro.
So, it's almost like ironic how it's happened.
It's ironic, eh?
If it does go that way, which it does sound like it is going to go that way, then yeah, that's probably the best sort of, the most organic and genuine and authentic sort of like way it happened.
Yeah, and so for me, I'm not sure I want to tell it.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know. It's
because like for you, or do you feel like it's too much, or you feel like?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. For me to like actually relive that again is you know, I wouldn't change anything, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change anything. It made me who the person I am. I'm proud of who I am now.
Yeah.
I love the guy I am now. I'm very calm. Fuck, I was volatile, bro. Wow. I'd go on.
I just can't see it. I just can't see it in you, because obviously I met you when that was way sort of behind you.
When I met my Mrs. Maloney, who saved my life, really, I was gun running, bro. I had money bags, and I'd put them in her apartment. Yeah. She'd open, what the fuck is this? You know, it was just the life I had. Yeah. And, you know, guns and money, and she brought me here. I came here and started singing with her and had a new life straight away, right? Yeah. Just ding, this is a new life. You've got a son now, it's Elijah. Yeah. You know, all of that's done, right? We got a new life. So I went on this new life, bro. Cool, man. We're doing gigs. We're going around. This is awesome. But it was still in here, eh? Yeah. It was still in there, bro. I hadn't honestly dealt with it. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes for guys like our ego keeps it in too, bro. Yeah. And so the lesson is, man, is to tell someone. To really get into your own mind and understand that, you know, it's not your fault. Yeah. It's not your fault, man. Like fucking the brutalizing I took when I was a kid, bro, it's not my fault. Yeah. You know, it's probably not even my parents' fault, you know? It's just this thing that carries on and carries on. Yeah. So I had to stop blaming my parents. And it's been very cool. I'm 59, dude. It's about time, right? It's about time. That I live a happy life. Yeah. And so now, bro, I'm just doing my passion work. I'm writing songs. Yeah. I'm writing scripts. I'm just doing what I want to do. I'm making films, man. I'm making music videos. I'm with a film crew. We were out in the desert yesterday filming this with drones and everything. You know how we do, right?
I know how you do.
And it was hot as fuck, bro. And we were just like, everyone was just dying. and my mate was on the back of the truck because it's an old truck that we're in. And we're driving, and he's hanging on for dear life filming, right? Yeah. And my granddaughter's freaking out, like, this is dangerous, right? And he's like filming, and then we had Milani's car in the front, and the back of the car was open, and the camera was in there, and I was this far from her car. And we were just, wow, down these roads. Wow. And I just turned to the cameraman and went, I love this shit, bro. He goes, so do I, bro. That's it, man.
Yeah,
right?
It's the dream.
Just do what you love. Do what you love. Don't let... like what you're doing now. Also, congratulations, bro, on your podcast.
Oh, thank you very much. You're only the second guest, but it's been pretty cool. Just the whole process of it. I think this is.
When did you decide to? Have you always decided to have a potty?
Well, everybody wants to do a podcast.
Me
now,
too.
Right? You know, and I've always found that I've really enjoyed talking to people and going deeper than just like, you know, small talk. I also do like to think I'm pretty well spoken. And I can form my thoughts pretty well. And it started with I was working with
you know where I saw that actually you're actually pretty commanding and well-spoken was that show,
Which one?
the R&B show.
The R&B show.
The show that you did with Elijah.
Oh, the Motown show.
Motown show, sorry.
Yeah.
That was incredible, bro.
Thank you.
That was run incredible. The whole thing was absolute. That's why I was hassling you after that. Hey, when's the next one, man? Remember that?
Man, everyone to this day, I'm pretty sure I got one yesterday.
I was still going to get you today, bro. I was like, when are we going again, bro?
Still to this day, people ask when the next one is, which is crazy because like it was a show that like, you know, my grandfather and my uncles and aunties did for ages.
I know it. Yep.
And everyone loved that and their version of it. But I don't know if it's because it's like we're at the center of it, but it just feels like people are wanting it like now more than ever, that particular show. And it's great. It's awesome. And it's music, like it's real music, or what I consider to be, you know, real music. And
it just was fun, bro.
And it was fun.
Well put together. The lights were great. It was all well done, eh?
Yeah.
It was actually cool, bro.
Thank you.
Actually cool.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that's the thing. That's where it's at. It's you know, if you need to talk to someone, I was suicidal for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you need to talk to someone, talk to someone.
Yeah.
You need to see someone. It's worth it. It really is worth it, man.
What would you say to people that can't? Because like you said, it's scary to like open up or bring it into the light. How would you say, or if someone was watching that's feeling a similar thing, or they're going through something, you know, how can they break past that?
The first thing they have to do is trust what they're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trust that what they're doing is so that they can have a better life, you know?
Yeah.
It's not even a life, it's a better them.
Yeah.
And then you can't really choose what your life is until you got you know, together. Otherwise, we're all just fucking around, bro, and stumbling around. But yeah, just like trust that it is going to help you.
Yeah.
And then research, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Find out, you know. We have Google, we have whatever else you can do. There's no reason why you can't. I know, man. I know how it is. It gets dark. It gets dark. You shut in, you know. You shut down. You don't want to talk to people. You just have to trust that there's a process out there. There's people that love you. That it's worth it, man. You know what I mean? It really is worth it to talk to someone.
Yeah.
And just talk. You know, and just let someone listen.
Yeah.
Let someone listen and talk at your own speed. But yeah, that's the first step, bro. Is actually saying something.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. All right. I think we're coming towards the. Oh, Elijah. Oh, that's so crazy. Your son, who was in the show that we were just talking about, just messaged me. He's currently at Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's performing right now. And the drummer for our show is opening for Ed Sheeran.
Did you see him?
I'm going to assume, actually, let's just have a look at the thing, eh?
That's so cool. So the drummer from the show we're just talking about is
We're
opening
just
for?
talking about, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it's the
bro.
video. Taz on the
That
drums.
is weird, eh?
Taz Harnett, you're the man.
We're just saying that, bro.
We were
How
just
cool
talking
is
about it.
that?
Yeah, look.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's so cool.
Wow, look at that. Oh, bro.
I need to watch it.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Well, bro, it's an honor. Thank you so much.
Oh, is there anything else you want to touch on or talk about?
Where are you going from here? Like, what's your plans
Like, what do you mean?
for this? And
Oh, the podcast?
Yeah.
I don't know. Wherever it's kind of just, I'm just letting it kind of organically grow as it, you know. I've found that if I over plan things, sometimes I can fall out of love with it. And you know, I've already made the investment financially and like taken the time, and I've, you know, set it up on Spotify and YouTube and stuff. So, you know, I want to get some sort of consistency, but at the moment, yeah, it's just gonna go at its own pace.
Oh, that's the way to go, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
Too easy.
Awesome, brother.
It was great having you on. We've got some great stories here from Lion. Is there anything else you want to say before we end it off?
How long have we known each other?
That's a question for you.
I don't know. A long
So,
time, though, right?
let's calculate it then. So I was 11, 12. I'm 20 now. So 8 or 9 years.
Fuck, that's a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, it's been a privilege. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you as well. You've always been, you know, you've always had a childlike sort of approach to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And in the best way, which is good for me. And like, you love comics and you've got, look, you still didn't tell me if this is a real gun or not.
Just put it down, bro. Just put it down.
And you got the Hulk thing, and you got a mask, and you got the Echo from Ghostbusters. Yeah, I'm a big fan of all this stuff. So Yeah.
I knew you would be.
Yeah, it's cool. It
just makes me feel at home, bro. You know,
yeah, and it's cool having someone that is, you know, older than me.
Yeah.
In the generation above that's about it.
Hey man, you don't have to grow up, bro. You know what I mean? You can be the man you want, the way you want to be, bro. That's I am. I just do me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Awesome, bro.
Awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Here we go. It's your boy Prince Hunky. It's the podcast, baby. From the airways to your stereo. Yes, now you know. Said it's the Prince Hunky Podcast.